Hello and welcome back to Say Stoner. This video is mainly aimed at young people, the 15 to 25-year-old demographic. I feel I get a lot to say to them. Being 26 years old myself, I've been through a lot of shit, done a lot of shit, and I feel I have some things that I can say that can be beneficial to my little niggas, to my younger names out there. Stuff about life, stuff about how to better your life, how to improve your life, how to avoid some destructive shit from your life. As my channel, those who have been visiting it often can note, it's about drugs. I used to love drugs. I fell in love with recreational drugs back in 2015. I left home. I grew up in a strictly Christian home, and I really did not believe in all that. I'm an atheist, if I may say it myself. I didn't believe in what I was being told, in what I was being taught, but I was just forced to go to church. And at some point when I was, I think, 16, I told my mom that I no longer wanted to go to church. I really didn't fuck with that no more. And she told me that for as long as I lived in a household, I had to go to church. As long as she fed me, paid the rent, paid the bills, I had to go to church, no contest. And I think as a parent, she was trying to do her best, but that was not the best approach to deal with a teenager. She was supposed to listen to my underlying issues, what made me feel that way, and, try to deal with it. And the way that I dealt with it was to rebel in my own subtle way. When I turned 18, instead of going to college, to university, which would make me remain head dependent for long, for 5 or so years and maybe 2-3 more years trying to find a job and shit, I figured out I had to get an apprenticeship. So I got an apprenticeship where I would get paid immediately the day I set foot at that apprenticeship. I started getting paid, and I became my own independent man at age 18. And when I became independent, the first thing I did was to experiment with marijuana. And I must say, I do not regret anything I did in the past 5 years, from 2015 to January 2020. It was a really it was a really nice life experience, and I'm glad that at this point in my life, as I turned 26, as I began 2020, I felt the urge to live that sort of lifestyle that I had gotten into. I'm glad I got to experience that. I would get drunk each and every day. I would smoke weed each and every day. I would sip lean every other day. I would take every drug that was presented to me. I was in an environment that exposed me to a lot of drugs, so I took many drugs. Many videos are coming when I would review the drugs and their effects, but I have since stopped taking drugs, FYI. So as I said, the point of this video is just to talk to my young niggas that, at some point in your life you may feel the urge to experiment, to take drugs, to drink alcohol, to go to parties, to do all that shit. And it's not necessarily bad, but I think you should know when to get out. As I said, in the past 5 years, I really partied. It was a 5-year long binge, non-stop. My favorite drink is vodka, Pushkin vodka, Count Pushkin vodka. I did not like whiskey. I would drink, I would smoke weed, I would chill with my homies. We would go as far as South Africa, on what we would call smokers tour. Every year for 5 years, would go to South Africa on a smoker's tour, would drink, would enjoy, would party. I had the best days of my youth, taking drugs and everything. And I'm glad that I did not, get arrested, although there were some close calls. A video is coming up, about when I got caught with quite a little amount of weed, but I got in trouble, but this being Zimbabwe, I just bribed my way. I paid them $50 and they let me off. I was with my homies smoking in the car, and they let me off, I'll make a video, to get into detail about that. But the point of this video is to just tell you young niggas, when you are young, under 25, I think you have a license, you have an obligation to experiment with everything, so that when you get older, when you get my age, when you get 26 and above, you can get serious about life. I had everything. I tested almost every drug under the sun, and now I can focus on getting my shit together, improving my life, getting that bag and everything. I've been weed free. It's been like 7 weeks now. I haven't touched a drink since 3 January 2020. I no longer feel the urge to drink. When I see someone drinking, it actually, I have to say, it is actually disgusts me. I no longer take alcohol. I no longer smoke. I recently sipped some lean, but that was for a video. And, I know that since lean is so expensive, I'll never ever fall into that trap again. I sipped lean about 3 weeks back, and, I'm off drugs. I'm getting my shit together. And if you are in that age group that I have said, that I have talked about, don't do it in excess. Know your limits. Don't get pressured into taking drugs you're not comfortable with. Don't do it in excess. And you should know when to quit. Winners, just like in gambling, winners know when to stop. This has been Stoner. More videos coming up. Subscribe. And I want to take this channel in a direction of, more of motivational speeches and stories about my life, stories about the time when I was taking drugs, what I encountered. As I said, I really didn't face that many effects. It didn't ruin my life, so to say. I'm a functional young adult. I have a job. I'm about to get a job that is much better than the one I hold now. I went to school. I got my diploma. I have 2 years working experience. I'm about to upgrade my skills, get a better job, get in that bag, despite all that drug usage that I have. So subscribe, like, for a big bro to talk to you. Peace. This has been Stoner.